Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and today I want to make a easy hinged no-sew binding using fabric. So that'll be the plan for today. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's go together. Okay, so let's get started here. So what it's gonna be is just some fun little booklet that we're gonna make, and we're gonna do the no-sew just fabric hinges, and I'm gonna get these all cut. I made these little collages the other day on a video, and I told you guys about it, that I was gonna do these hinges to make a little journal with them, and I will link it down below so you guys can come check out how I did these. And they're just fun little collaged little pages. Okay, so those will be fun. But first off, what I want to do is make a cover for this and a back part. So I wanted to do that with you guys on camera. So what I'm going to do, and if you do not have scrap paper, or you don't have pretty papers or anything like that, you can definitely use a Kleenex box. And this is a great way to, you could do tags with it. You could do like the cover, like I'm going to do today. I'm going to do the cover in the back, and it's got a pretty design on it. And it's like, why not use it, you know? I love to just recycle things that I have around me, because I don't just want to throw it in the trash and go, man, I could really use that, you know? So let's just tear it apart here. And I'm just doing this with you guys. This is the first time I've ever made a hinged journal. But I'll go along with you guys, and we will learn together. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Sometimes I like those better, because then you could see what not to do a lot too, and that helps. Honestly, it does. Okay, so let's see. Get all the tissue stuff out of it here. Okay, so what I want to see is, what size do I want? I was kind of wanting it. Here, let's see. So let's just get it cut up. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut on the seams of all of it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I went ahead, and it would have worked with this size for me, but the whole point is I wanted to show you guys what we can do with the pretty sides too. So I'm going to leave this out, but keep all these. These are great for like tabs on the side of pages and stuff, and little journaling cards, and this is good stuff to use for like a cardstock. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and line these up. Well, what I'm going to do is cut them 4 inches here. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing it as wide as the journal, a little bit wider. So looks like that. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. Okay, so now my plan is we'll cover up that too. We can get that covered up. But I'm gonna go like this with them and stack them on top of each other. And I'm gonna go to my sewing machine, and I'm gonna do a, oh my gosh, shut that, jeez. I'm gonna do a zigzag stitch to connect them together. I was thinking if I should do fabric in between or some lace. Yeah, we could. I mean, we could even use some of this to match it. And if you wanted to, you could take a little piece of fabric here too, and sew it across that, or just go over and just sew it like this. I'm just going to sew it like this, and then I'll show you guys when I'm done. All right, so I went ahead and I did a sewing like that, and then it is really floppy. So I want to secure it with a manila folder here. And this is just avocado dyed that I did. And I'm just going to line it up. It's like this. So I'm just showing you guys that you can find stuff around the house that you have that you can use to make, you know, to make the covers of your journals, or to make tags with, or, you know, just different things like that. I like to incorporate that in just to see what you can do with stuff, you know? It's like, just use your imagination and you start seeing things way in a different light, you know? Okay. So I'm just lining this up. Throwing things. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the bottom here because it's stuck together, and then I'll have two pieces for the inside of the back one too. So I just kept the manila folder folded in half. Okay. There we go. So easy as pie. So we got two of them. And I'm going to put this one over to the side. And then now we could just take this one. And what I'm going to do is, you could glue it down if you want to. But I am going to go to the sewing machine and just do a zigzag stitch all the way around it. And then it'll be secure. So I'll be right back. All right, so I went over and sewed around it. And then I did some just fun zigzag and straight stitches down just for fun. And it's a little wibbly, but not too bad. You can either put a piece of fabric, like I said, and sew that there, or glue it. Or let's go ahead and do some washi. I'll just put some washi there. It just stabilizes it. And if you want, you can take your glue stick, which I have the Scotch Create glue, just to reinforce it more. Okay. All right. There we go. And that just gives it a little more interest right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other part of it. And I think this is going to be the inside, and then I'm going to do something fun on the outside here for the cover. We'll do some, just some fun little things. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it in the time lapse and get the other one just like this for the back cover. And the back done here. And I'm keeping the threads a little long because I think it looks cute. I think it's fun. And now what I want to do is go ahead and get, I want to paint for a second here. I want to take my brown paint, or you can ink. You can take your ink and just ink around, but I'm going to take some Basics acrylic, and it's burnt umber. And I'm just using a sponge brush, a little jar. I need water. And I just got my little spray bottle here. Just a little bit of water. And it's nice to keep a spray bottle, like if you don't have a sink in your craft room, it's nice to keep like a spray bottle full of water or something, and then you always have it. I've used it more than once in my life. It's a little tip and trick there. Okay, let me make some room here. So I just got my little paint palette, And I just need a little bit here. So I just take it and just squirt a little bit in there. Just a smidge. And what I want to do is I just kind of dampen my, and then always have a napkin. It's nice. So you can blot on it if you need to. Like get your sponge wet, and then I just do a little dab and just kind of dab it around. And then I'm just gonna do the edges here. Just kind of ink, like you're inking the edges, but I'm really liking using the paint because it just really, it seems like when I do the ink, I'm really having to like wet down the ink with the spray bottle and then having to really heavy duty put it on, where this just kind of goes on. And then it's really dark and nice, and I like the edging to be kind of dark. Just gives it a nice frame. Gives it a nice frame. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just taking my sponge brush and just kind of just going all around the edges here. You can even get it in there a little more if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that. So the next thing I want to play with here is, I really like these flat paintbrushes like that. They're round and have the flat, and they're great for stencils. So if you have any of those, or you know, if you want to do some stenciling stuff, these are great because you can just get them in there and just do it where you want it. So what I want to do is, this is just like the roses and stuff, is I'm gonna experiment with you guys. So I want to go ahead and put this one here. And we'll go like that with it. And I have the Basics acrylic green. So let's get a little bit of that in here. Wow, that's probably way too much. And then I also have just this from like Walmart, or it's just the cheap apple barrel. And it's a matte red apple. So I wanted to do that for the roses. So I'm going to shake this one really good. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, that is red apple. Okay. I could go get my black and mix it so it's not so dark. Hold on just a second. Okay, so this is just an Art Advantage. I've had these forever, just all kinds of paints forever. And it's a Mars Black. So I don't know, just to lighten up the, or to darken up the, here, I'll put on the next one. The red, that red's a little bright. I don't know if I want it that bright. Okay. And I'm just gonna grab another brush to mix stuff with. Okay, so here's a little black. You guys can see what I'm doing, good. And then a little red here. If you want, you could just mix, you know, in the middle of the palette, which is nice. So I'm just going to get it mixed up here. I think I got way too much black. Too much black. So you just kind of mess around and just get it to the consistency how you like it. There we go. That would be better. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just find my roses here. And just go ahead and blot it down on there. And like that one's a little stiff, so I'm going to try this one. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that little one was a little stiff. And I kind of think it would be cool to... Okay, so I just want to go ahead and get on the roses real quick. And that's kind of a neat color, huh? So I'm I'm just going ahead and just doing this and tapping on the roses around it. And then I'm going to do the same thing and just do the green on the leaves and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so I don't know if you guys saw what I did here. I went ahead and blotted it with the stencil paintbrush with the darker on everything that I wanted, and then I went back through, and even when it was wet, it doesn't really matter. You can go back through and just kind of put the lighter colors throughout. Like, and then if you wait for it to dry, it'd probably be better, but I was kind of hurrying it, so you could see how it kind of soaked in. But you just go through with like the lighter colors here, and then it just gives it more depth. And you just kind of, you know, less is more, so don't overdo it, but just kind of give it a little bit of highlights. Just, you know, it just kind of makes it pop. And then it will dry darker, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I just went through and just did a little bit of highlights everywhere, just like the lighter red and then the lighter green, and then I did purple here, and then did some light blue violet, and then I just took ultramarine blue and then the red here and mixed it together and made purple. And yeah, and then took some yellow for this flower. I did some matte daffodil yellow, and then this one is Liquitex is the brand name, and it's yellow oxide is what I used for that one. So that made that color here, and then I just did a little brown in the middle, and then some took the light daffodil and just kind of highlighted through, and did the same with the green there. And so yeah, so it's got a bunch of kind of different highlights. It just gives it a little texture and interest to look at. So you can see you want to, when it dries is better, just wait for it to dry and then go ahead and add your highlights. But there we go. So what I'm going to do is put this one over to the side to dry. And let's put it over there. And then I'm going to take my cutouts that I did on my Cricut machine, just these little cute butterflies here. And I'm going to get out my gesso, just because it's fun. And it's just a Liquitex, and it's just a gesso. And I'm going to paint them white, because it's just a white. Here, I'll show you. Let's make sure. Try to get into a clean spot here because I don't want any colors. I just want it to be white. So you can see it's just white, or you can just use white paint. But I just thought this would be fun. And it just gives it some texture, and I'm just taking my paintbrush, and because we will incorporate these two on the cover. So I'm just giving them a white. And this, I just did these out of manila envelope or folder, the manila folder. And yeah, I just did it on my Cricut machine and did some die cuts, and I thought that'd be fun to do this on the cover. So I just want a little white. I want to make them white to make it contrast. So I'm going to just continue painting it, and I'm just doing it with the gesso. These painted with the gesso, and then did some little puff paints. Just some 3D fabric paint. And I just did that all around them, just to give it a little something there. And then we're having a really sunny day here today in Oregon, and I sat it in the window for about 45 minutes while I ate lunch, and man, they really did dry fast. So, all right. Now we're cooking. I think we're done with paint. I'm just gonna move it to the side here. I don't want to spilling everything. So what we're gonna do is, let's go ahead and pop these off of here. Let's see. I don't want to break off its little wing. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and work these off and get them off real quick. So I am super excited how that turned out. I don't know if you guys can see, but really love it. I love, love, love it. Okay. So now I'm going to move some stuff out of the way. What I did, because I want these to be on here, but I want them to puff out a little. And the little styrofoam things that you can stick on to the back of them to do that, I don't have any of those. So I'm always thinking, like, what can I use around the house? What can I use on hand, you know? And this is what I did. So I took my old serrated knife here, and I was like, you know what I just got? We got packaging, I think a monitor. We got our son a monitor for his birthday, and it came with the styrofoam stuff. And I'm like, well, why can't I use that? So I went out, grabbed it before we threw that out, and then, because I love to recycle stuff anyway. And obviously, I do. And then I take the serrated knife, and then it was stuck together like this because it was kind of thicker. So I just took it and cut it and made the size I wanted. And then I even I was thinking, you know how like the stuff still comes off of it? If that was a problem, like if you were going to use a bigger piece or something, maybe take some packaging tape. Like you could even take some of your packaging tape and just tape it across it. And then that will make it so this stuff doesn't just fall off all the time. That's just an idea, But I'm going to wind up gluing it, so it should be fine. So let's see. So I want to incorporate my little butterflies here. And I want to incorporate this envelope on the front, which I think will be really fun. So I want the envelope on the front. I'll try not to cover everything. I don't know if I want it straight or a little crooked. I was thinking crooked would be cute, because I don't want to cover up a lot of the flowers, and I want this to kind of stand up too, and then I'm going to put these on here. And then I just got to think about where the fabric's going to come for the binding here. I mean, we can even stick one on here. Well, we got to be able to open it, so. Maybe. Because it's nice too when you put something on to do like kind of a triangle, but not perfect. It doesn't need to be like symmetrical or anything, but just for the eye, the focal points, it's kind of nice to have like a, you know, one here, and one here. And threes are always nice to do. So I'm thinking maybe crooked like that. Even have that stick out would be nice. And then like like I said, I'm gonna have the fabric pieces over here to hold it. So this could even go out a little more like this too. Because I don't mind that it sticks out a little bit, because this is gonna be the cover, you know. And we can have this one here. And then maybe this one just down here. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is just take my scissors. And I haven't tried this yet, so I love to try things on camera with you guys, just to see how they're gonna work. But I don't see why it wouldn't work. You know, and I'm just gonna cut out just little squares. I mean, I could even do tinier ones. So I'm just gonna do little squares. Because I just want something to kind of lift it off the page. And then you can even cut it not as thick too, you know. Okay, so I don't know. Let's see how this works. And I'm going to use, am I going to use my art glitter glue? It dries pretty fast, so maybe I'll do that. I'll do the art glitter glue. And I'm just going to do a little dab here. And I'm just going to stick it right in the middle here. Just where you can't see it, you know, from the front, but it's just gonna lift it, give it a little lift. And this is just something like if you, you know, you got packaging hanging around, keep it. Keep a little chunk of it. Because this is one thing. I think it's gonna work. Oh, look at that. And then, like I said, it doesn't need to be that thick. Like you could cut it in half if you want. You see that? But I don't mind it. I think that's fun. And it just lifts off like that. I just don't want to cover up my rose too much. Okay. So I'm just going to do it in fast motion here and just get them all glued on, and we'll go from there. All right, so I think we're all done with the cover. And I love it. I think it turned out great. And we could go ahead and put something inside of it. I got these cute little butterfly cards here. So let's just find something real quick. Let's see. I kind of like this round. Oh no, I like this one. That one's beautiful. So let's just make sure we got one here. And I'm just gonna stick it in the little pouch here. So there we go. So that's a fun little pocket there, and you can put more things in it that you want. Okay, so now we need to move on to doing the hinged no-sew binding. And we're gonna use some fabric. So I'm gonna put this aside for a second. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, so 14 total, and that's counting the front and the back. And what it's gonna be is we're gonna start with 4 on the back, front side. So we're gonna take, like, this is the front part of the back. So we're gonna look at it like that and start on the back page. And this one's gonna have 4, and then the next one we lay on top is gonna have 3. So I took 14, cut it in half, made it 7. So 7 times 3 is 21, is little pieces that we'll need. And then 7 times 4, because half of them will have 4 on it, little fabric pieces, is 28. So added together, it's 49. So we'll need at least 49. Even if we did 50, I'd rather have extra, you know, I mean, just in case. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut up a bunch of these in a time lapse. I know this video is getting away from me. I think it's getting too long, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up, and I'm only doing, let's say 2 inches tops, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And I'm gonna just cut them all like relatively in the same size. So I'm gonna start off doing that. Okay, so I got them all cut out over here, and what I'm going to use is to glue them down is Fabric Fix glue. It does fabric, lace, leather, trims, and more, and I have it in my Sweet Sugar Bell icing squeeze bottle here, and I got it off Amazon. It's called Sweet Sugar Bell, and it's just an icing piping container with a nice metal tip. So what we're going to start off doing is 4 on the front. This is the front back part of the journal, if that makes sense. Like that's the inside of the journal. Oh, I want that like that. The words are upside down, but that's okay. Because I'm going to put a pocket here to hide that. So this is the inside of the back of the journal. So you're going to want to do this and have it on the outside here. And you're going to just space them out. So we're going to just do a glue down like that. A glue here. And once we get going on this, it should be pretty simple here. Just got to get it started. Okay. And then the bottom right here. Okay. So we did that. We got them spaced out because we're going to put some in between. So what you do now is flip it like that. Okay. And then you're going to take your next page that you want. Now remember, we're starting from the back and working our way forward. Put a glue on this side, and you're going to stick it to the back here. In between right there. So you want to line them up in between. So you're going to do 3. So you're going to do 1. Oops. Well, that could be kind of fun. I could turn the little... And this is, I don't know if I told you guys, this is the end of my fabric I use for my tie-dye banner flags. And it's the whole end part that has the little holes and stuff, so I can't use them in my banners. So I always cut them off, and it's just cotton material, and then I dyed them with my RIT dye. So yeah, that's why they're all dyed, hand dyed and stuff. Okay, so then you just go like this and do the next one. So you're just gluing it onto the back of this paper. Okay, and we're gonna turn them like that. And there we go, just like that. And then you're gonna take the 4 that we did first, and we're gonna glue those over. So that's okay. However, you can get them glued over. And you can judge it by then. So I did these about 2 inches, so you can judge it how far you want them to go over onto your page, but I mean, maybe you only need to do them like 1.5 inches. That's not too bad. So there's 1. Yeah, I might need to just snip them a little. Just depending on how far you want them to go over. I mean, really, it's up to you. So yeah, I could do them a little shorter. Okay, so that's 1, 2, you're just doing every other one here. 3, take your next page that you want to do. I'll go down with it. Okay. And then we did the 3, so now we're going to do 4. And I'm going to try to line them up as close as I did the other ones, like that. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the back here. And you could probably do this with washi tape, or, you know, with like the fabric tape stuff would work. And I mean, you could do it with all kinds of stuff, probably. I'm assuming. But I just wanted to try it with some fabric here, because I have tons of just fabric. So I'm just lining it up with the next one that was right there. So there we go. This is 3. So yeah, I would suggest maybe cutting them 1.5 inches or so. I did these a little bit long. Okay. So there we go. And then we're going to take the 3 that we did and fold that over. So 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then it's just repeat the process. You just do the same thing. These could be used for something. I could do a cluster or something with them. Okay, and then the next, you bring over your piece of paper. Place it where you want it. Okay. So we did the 4. So what you're doing is pretty much just taking it and lining it up. You're taking the next one that you want to do, and then you're just lining them up. And then you're taking the 4 and going over, and then opposite. So I will do this last one with you guys and then do it in a time lapse for you. So we just go like that. Like this. Just go to the next one, line it up. And then line it up like that, and then move it over where you want it. And I'm just putting them right on top of each other and then just doing it snug. And then we're going to take the 4 and do 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we go. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat the process. Okay, so I'm on the cover here, finishing it, and I had an extra 3 left, so I had 49, and it's because I counted the cover thinking I needed to do that on top, so you don't even need the extra 3. So you only needed 46 if you're doing 14 pages. Okay, and let's just glue this over. You can cut them how you want them. I was just kind of trimming them along the way. Okay. Make it wiggle around where I want it here. There we go. Just tuck it. Oh my goodness, this is just turning out so fun. Let's see. So it's pretty, once you get going on it, it's pretty easy with it. You can see where to line them up just right underneath and stuff. You just line them up. Okay. mess. I'm making a mess. Don't make a mess, but there we go. And there's the other side of it, if you can see it. So they're, I mean, even if they're off just a little bit, I think it looks really good. I think it's just so fun. And that's, you know, that's what junk journals are about, is not being perfect, you know. You kind of got to get that concept out of your head that they don't need to be perfect. They just need to be what you want, you know. If you're feeling it in your heart and your soul and you're just like, yeah, that turned out great, you know. And you just got to get past the perfectionist stuff, because I mean, look at this. I think that's fun. It's super fun. And then this can even tuck like that to close it. And then it's got a fun little pocket in the front, or a little envelope. Okay, so I want to turn and open it, but I'm afraid that all of it's still wet. So let's do it. Let's try. We'll do a little flip through. Okay. And ooh, it's holding pretty good. So there we go. So I got some avocado dyed papers in here, and some RIT dyed stenciled papers that I did. And you could see the three go together. That's what I was wondering, if it was going to stick. So I want to catch them before they all dry together. And then you got 4 lined up together. So just go through and make sure you unstick everything. And I just think that's neat, how there's 3 and then 4 and then 3 then 4. And you can see my pages are different sizes. Like, I can go through and trim this if I cared, but I think it kind of looks neat. Once it dries, you know, it's a little tacky, but it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. This is just so much fun. Just all the, it's like an adventure. You get to go through and you can see the gap right here, a little bit of gap. But like I said, this is my first time doing this, so you just got to do them tight. And I was trying to get them tight, but just make sure you're making them snug. And just getting them how you want them. And then this is onion dyed. This is a cute little index card that had a little puppy on it and stuff. So I onion skin dyed those. And I will put the link down below of the collage papers that I did the video on. And yeah, this is just a gift card. Or I mean a greeting card. And I just cut it and then put a little die cut in there. And I thought that would be fun. That's a great little journaling spots. So yeah, just go through and just make sure everything's not glued together. And just double check everything. And then a fun little pocket here, a little envelope that I onion dyed or avocado dyed, one or the other. Oop, there we go. So yeah, just make sure you're catching it, especially if you're doing fabric and gluing them. Just go through and unstick them, because it's inevitable. I mean, it'll go through like that and they will stick, so you just got to kind of unstick them. But I am excited about this one. This is super fun. I mean, what do you guys think? So now I just really quickly, I'm going to do it in a time lapse. I just want to put some pockets to hide, just to hide the Kleenex and stuff like that. Just the little pockets right here. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so we are officially finished with it, and I think it turned out amazing. And I went ahead and put pockets in it. I just got a pocket up front here, and a pocket in the back, and a little tag, and a little journaling spot in the back. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my Etsy shop, and you guys can come purchase it and check it out. Even if you come and just favor it, and come favor my shop, just push the heart, or you know. It helps me out a lot. If you guys want to come do that, that would help me. And please, if you could, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and keep on crafting, guys. Have a great day.